Hello everyone, in this video we're going to draw a lion. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the front part of the body. To draw the circle, first make two small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make two more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. Also pause the video to draw at your own pace. The circle doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're having a hard time drawing it, just trace the outer edge of a cup, a bottle cap, or anything else with a circular edge. To the left, draw another circle as a guide for the back portion of the body. Use the 4 marks method to draw this circle too. First make 4 small marks to indicate the sides of the circle, and then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. This circle should be about half the size of the first circle. Don't place the circles too far apart or the body will be too long. On the top right side, draw another circle as a guide for the head. Use the 4 marks method to draw this circle as well. The head circle should be about 1/3 the size of the first circle. Don't place this circle too high up or the neck will be too long. On the bottom right side of the head circle, make a small mark for the first part of the muzzle. Pay attention to the placement of the mark. Don't draw it too far away from the head circle. Connect the small mark to the head circle using curved lines to finish the guide for the muzzle. The arc for the muzzle should be similar to the letter U on its side. Draw a long sloping line across the entire head. This is a construction guide that will help you place the facial features later on. Near the middle of the entire head shape, draw a shorter line for another construction guide. Inside the head, near the top, draw a small arc as a guide for the ear. On the bottom right side of the first circle, draw a long vertical line as a guide for the front leg. Bend the top and bottom ends of the line to indicate the joints and foot. Under the circle on the left, draw a long angled line as a guide for the hind leg. Bend the line in the middle to indicate where the joint will be. To the right, draw another angled line as a guide for the other hind leg. Connect the head to the body using short lines to create the guide for the neck. Curve the bottom line slightly. Connect the circles in the middle using longer lines to finish the guide for the torso. The bottom line should slope down slightly on the right side. On the left side of the body, draw a long curved line as a guide for the tail. The line for the tail should be close to the hind leg at the bottom. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Inside the head circle, lightly sketch a small circle for the eye. Use the construction lines as guides to help you place the eye inside the head. When you get the size and position of the eye right, darken the shape. Use a short sloping line to darken the top part of the eye. Add a small angled line on the left side of the shape for the outer corner of the eye. Inside the eye, off to the left, draw a tiny circle for a highlight. Near the middle of the eye, draw a big dot for the pupil. Don't overlap the tiny highlight circle when you draw the pupil. Make the bottom part of the eye a little bit flat as you darken the shape. Add a couple of short sloping lines on the bottom right side of the shape for the inner corner of the eye. Make the outer edges of the eye thick and dark. Near the tip of the guide for the muzzle, lightly sketch a small triangle for the nose. Pay attention to the size of the nose in relation to the head. When you get the size and position of the nose right, darken the shape. Use a wavier line as you darken the top part of the nose. On the left side, draw a short line that curves toward the middle for the nostril. Make the corners of the nose pointy. Now shade in the nostril. Under the nose, lightly sketch a line that curves to the left for the first part of the mouth. Add an extra short line on the right side for the other side of the mouth. The left side of the mouth should be below the eye. On the right side, under the nose, draw a short line for the tip of the muzzle. Below the mouth, draw a short curved line for the chin. Draw this curved line using a series of short strokes for the fur. Follow the basic path of the initial guide as you draw the chin. Extend the strokes farther to the left to create part of the lower jaw. When you get all of these shapes right, darken the lines. Make the left tip of the mouth thick and dark. Use a series of short strokes as you darken the chin and jaw to create a furry texture. Follow the curvature of the initial guideline as you draw these shapes. Now darken the arc at the top to create the ear. Extend the line at the bottom to make the ear a little bit bigger. Inside the shape on the left side, draw a short curved line for the inner structure of the ear. Now to the right of the shape, draw a series of short strokes for the part of the mane that's in front of the ear. Draw these short strokes far down below the ear. On top of the nose, draw a line that slopes up and to the left for the top of the muzzle. At the top, to the right of the eye, draw an extra curved line for the brow. Follow the curvature of the initial guideline as you draw this shape. Add a few short strokes on the forehead for fur. Now draw a series of short strokes along the top part of the head for the base of the mane. Curve the path of the strokes toward the bottom so that they're near the left side of the eye. Continue to draw the short strokes down toward the lower jaw. Below the jaw, draw a V-shaped line that's made up of short strokes for the bottom edge of the mane. Lightly sketch the shape of the mane along the outer edges of the guides for the head and neck. Sketch a curved line above the head and neck for the top edge of the mane. Now darken the curved line using a series of short strokes for the top edge of the mane. If you'd like, you can draw the top edge of this shape slightly higher above the head for a bigger mane. Make the strokes short and vertical on the top side and longer and horizontal on the left side. Now add the bottom edge of the mane the same way. Lightly sketch the bottom edge of the mane along the outer edges of the initial guides. Make the line at the bottom wavy. Draw a series of short strokes across the front part of the body for the left edge of the mane. Now darken the line at the bottom using short strokes to finish the shape of the mane. On the tip of the muzzle, draw a few rows of dots for the base of the whiskers. Then draw a few more short strokes for the whiskers. Use the vertical line that's under the body on the right side as a guide to draw the first front leg. Lightly sketch the shape of the leg around the guideline. Curve the shape of the leg where the guideline bends to create the joints. At the bottom, curve the shape to the right slightly to create the paw. When you get the shape of the leg right, darken the lines. Don't draw the shape of the leg too far away from the guideline. On the top left side, draw a small shape that's made up of short strokes for a tuft of fur on the joint. Darken the rest of the leg. Make the top part wide and the bottom part narrow. Draw a couple of short curved lines on the tip of the paw for the toes. To the right, draw a line that's parallel to the leg for the other front leg. A big part of this front leg will be hidden behind the first front leg. Add a curved line at the bottom to split the toes. Now use the angled line on the far left side as a guide to draw the first hind leg. Just like before, sketch the shape of the leg lightly around the guideline. Make the top part of the leg wide and gradually make it thinner toward the bottom. Extend the bottom tip of the foot further to the right to create the paw. When you get the shape of the leg right, darken the lines. Draw a couple of short curved lines on the tip of the paw to create the toes. Curve the shape of the leg where the guideline bends for the joints. Now use the angled line on the right side as a guide to draw the other hind leg the same way. Just like before, first sketch the shape of the leg around the guideline and only darken the lines when you get the shape right. Make the top part of the leg wider than the bottom. Curve the bottom tip of the foot for the paw. On the tip of the paw, draw a short curved line to separate the toes. Now use the remaining lines and shapes as guides to draw the rest of the body. Simply darken the outer edges of the guides to create the shape of the body. On the left side, draw an extra line next to the hind leg to make the tail thicker. Don't overlap the hind leg as you draw the tail. At the bottom, draw a pointy shape using short strokes for the bushy tip of the tail. Darken the guide at the bottom using curved lines to finish the underside of the body. Now erase the initial guidelines. The next few steps are sped up so that the video won't be too long. Don't worry about erasing all of the guidelines, it's okay to leave some behind. Redraw any of the final lines that you may have accidentally erased. And now shade your drawing. Shade lightly at first and gradually build up to darker values. For light values, push down very lightly on your pencil, and then push down harder for darker values. Start with a light value for the head and body. Shade the mane using a darker value. As you shade the mane, use strokes that go in the general direction of the hair. The strokes for the mane should be vertical on the right side and gradually slope down on the left side. Gradually add darker values to the left side of the mane. Lions have manes in a variety of shades, so you can make yours as dark or as light as you want. Add slightly darker values inside the head to give it more structure. It's a good idea to use reference as you shade for a more accurate depiction of a lion. Be consistent with your strokes as you shade. If you shade using strokes that go in multiple directions, the drawing can start to look a little messy. Use a darker value throughout the body as well to create some shadows. Shadows give the figure more dimension and volume. Pick a light source as you shade so that the shadows are consistent throughout the body. Here the light source is coming from the top, so most of the shadows will be on the bottom of the shapes. Shading can be time consuming, so be patient and take breaks. Draw a shadow at the bottom using a medium value. This grounds the lion so that it doesn't appear to be floating. Keep shading until you're happy with the result. And that's it for the lion. Don't forget to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com where every step of this tutorial is broken down into an individual image. That's how, and then the number 2, then drawanimals.com. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment. Also subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.